Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Hi Nelly, hi Sandra and Sonia. I know that you're ready and good to go. Fantastic. So grab yourself a block and a strap. I mean, the block might not be really needed, but the strap will definitely come in handy to do a bit longer stretching session towards the end to release the hamstrings. Actually, we might start with that. I don't know. We'll have a think. Yeah, it's really hot today, so make sure that you've got water and stay hydrated. And listen to your body. Do what you can. You know, tune into what's really happening rather than what you want to do, and stuff like that. We will be exploring what's happening in the hips a little bit, but then move into a bit more energizing practice. So use your breath to monitor what's happening. Use your ujjayi to help you stay calm and in your body. So let's begin. So we're going to start in wide-legged child's pose today. So big toes together, knees as wide as you want, and you can use a block to support your head here or get rid of it. Extend your arms if that feels good, or keep them by your sides. Close your eyes, take a really deep breath in and sigh out, letting go of the weight of the day, of everything that you've done and everything that you've got planned ahead of you. Notice your hips. Check what you can feel. And if you can already feel a bit of tightness, then try to stay with it. Try to release it with your exhalation. See if the sensations change at all the longer you stay simply observant, rather than trying to change what you're feeling or run away from that. Start breathing deeply. Feel the back of your chest widen, your shoulder blades broadening, and feel supported by the earth. So notice all the contact points with the mat. Feel the weight of your body and feel held and supported. Start deepening your inhalations and stay tuned in with your breath. So I invite you to turn your attention inward, to invite yourself to this journey of exploration, all the inner work. Ask yourself what you would like to cultivate today while you're on the mat. So there are no right or wrong answers. Just whatever you would like to work with, let it preoccupy your practice. Let it illuminate your journey. Just take 5 more deep rounds of breath. Feeling the back of your rib cage lifting and expanding as you breathe in. And your entire body softening as you exhale. 3 more rounds of breath in. And slowly out. Use your ujjayi breath by contracting the muscles at the back of your throat. One more round of breath in and out. So extend your arms towards the short edge of your mat and slowly transition up. So you might already feel your hips, but that's okay. Work with what you've got. Keep the big toes together and gently drop your hips down. So we're in this like tadpole / upward dog fusion. Stay here for a moment. Notice what you can feel and where. Check for any areas where you feel perhaps a bit more freedom or density. Take one more inhale, open through the chest, drop your shoulders down. And as you exhale, slide back for child's pose. So we've got to move like this 4 more times. So inhale to come forward, go only as far as it feels manageable or good. Exhale, slide back down. Inhale forward. Exhale back. In. Out. So one more in and stay here. So see where you can let go, where you can engage a bit more. Notice if your hips feel any different at all since we started this. And then as you exhale, slide back, walk your hands towards your shoulders and come up into tabletop. So sit on your heels, and your 2 blocks might come in handy if you need to. Sitting on your heels might be just enough to stretch your knees if they're quite tight, or your ankles. However, if you feel like you've got a bit more juice, you can lean back, lifting your knees up and down. So brace your core, keep the pelvic floor engaged and lift it up and down. Just a few times to stretch out the ankles. You know, since we are allowed to go out and walk and do many things, then you might be well, I've been getting a bit tight ankles and knees, to be fair. And then if you want to, you can come forward and staying on your fingertips, then do the same, but draw your navel in and up. Use the fingertips to lift the knees off the mat. Inhale, exhale, twice more. In, out. And this time in and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees down. Well done. Then you can stay sitting on your heels or cross-legged, up to you. Roll the shoulders back. Twice more. Opening through the chest, releasing any tightness. And then switch direction. Only using your shoulders for this. We're not using our spine at all. Then drop your chin towards your chest. So feel the gentle tugging in the tissues at the back of your neck. And bring your head back up. Look over the left shoulder to keep the shoulders down. Stay connected to your breath. And come back to the center. Go the other way. Notice how this side feels, if any different at all. And then do a few head rolls or half head rolls, closing your eyes and exploring the deeper, subtler sensations. Change direction after a few times. And be gentle, move slow. And come back to the center. Feel free to switch a position in which you're sitting. Draw the belly button in and up, and engage your pelvic floor muscles, so as though you could like squeeze your bum cheeks together and like you wanted to lift yourself off the mat. So as you inhale, interlace your fingers, flip your palms up, and here you want to corset the ribs in, so you've got that deep core engagement, lifting your palms up, but slide your shoulder blades towards your hips. Inhale, exhale. Keep reaching the hands up, long spine in and out. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, squeeze your belly and turn to the right. Stay here for a couple of breaths, squeezing your belly, keeping the shoulders down, and then bring your arms down, left hand on the right knee, wavelength through the spine, and with your core engaged, see how far your body wants you to go. Shoulders are down. Breath is calm. Keeping the left hand where it is. As you inhale, bring the right arm up and over, leaning on a diagonal to the left. So both sits bones are rooted. Keep extending your right arm. Bring it down onto the left knee, round your back. Drop your chin down, see what's present. And then inhaling, open up your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift the chin up. Come back to the center. Inhale, interlace the fingers, flip the palms up, brace your core. Drop your shoulders and breathe. Inhale, exhale. In and out. Inhale here, and as you exhale, squeeze and turn the other way. So notice what's happening. Keep reaching your hands up, shoulders are down. One more inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hands down. Observe how this side is feeling. Squeeze your belly. Keeping the right hand where it is. As you inhale, bring the left arm up and over, leaning to the right, opening up the left side of the body. Bring the left hand down on the right knee, round your back. Bring the chin towards your chest. And one more time, inhale, opening up, drawing the shoulders down, elbows down. Breathe into your chest, squeeze your belly. And exhale, come back to the center. Fantastic. So come down onto your mat, on your back. And stay here for a moment in constructive rest pose. So knock the knees in. So move your hips up and down. So feel what's happening. You want to press now your lower back into the mat. Squeeze your belly and lift your legs. So try to keep them straight, feet are flexed. You want to draw the navel closer to the spine, and arms are really close to your hips and to your bum for support and to keep the movement controlled. So stay here, notice what's going on, keep squeezing the legs together. So feel your thigh bones sinking deeper into the hip socket. Breathe into your chest. Okay, take an inhale. And as you exhale, drop the legs like 15 degrees. So a little bit. We're going to do it 2 more times. So you judge the angle. Inhale. And exhale, drop them a little bit more. Keep pressing the lower back into the mat. Inhale. and then exhale, keep them hovering above the mat. And then options, you can either bring the legs, so bend your legs and then re-extend, or from here, inhale, bring them all the way back up. Exhale, drop. Inhale. Exhale, drop. Inhale. Exhale, drop. Inhale, all the way back up. Okay, let's go. Inhale. Exhale, drop. Inhale. Exhale, drop. Inhale. Exhale, drop. Inhale, all the way back up. So every time you exhale, you want to concentrate on corseting your core muscles. So instead of allowing your belly to like bulge up, I mean, it's going to happen either way. You want to engage the deep core muscles to keep it as flat as you can. So this way you keep the lower back glued into the mat. Okay, so inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, out, in, all the way back up. Exhale, drop, no pauses, in, out, in, out, in. So twice more. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, then hold it here. Keep pressing the lower back down. Engage your transverse abdominis, the deep core, your pelvic floor muscles. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and inhale, bring the legs back up. So hold it here, try to lift your hips up a little bit. So to bring the legs over the body, press your arms down. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1, and can bend your legs. Stretch them out. Well done, everyone. That's a lot for the hip flexors. Okay, so now if you have a block, grab it. This time I probably wouldn't recommend the book, because if you drop it on your face then it'll be a bit touche. So maybe a cushion, but probably not a book. So what we're gonna do is you place it on top of your feet. So this is a bit of yogic fun, and I understand that we may have different idea of what fun is. So try to keep your legs straight, feet are flexed, and control holding of the block so that you don't drop it. Pressing the lower back into the mat, feeling the femur sinking and setting in the hip socket. Arms beside you, and then bring the legs a little bit towards you. So it's not that much of a movement in the legs, but you want to tilt your pelvis so that you engage your lower abdominal muscles. So bring it forward without dropping, and then back. So let's go 6 times. Hold on, I need to reposition my block so I don't drop it. And then if you drop it, then don't worry about it, just start again. Oh, what's happening? Okay, so squeeze and come back. Squeeze and come back. So when you squeeze it and you bring the legs towards you, you need to obviously adjust the feet so you don't drop the block. So really just a bit of play whilst strengthening your core and coordination. How much more fun can you go than this? So squeeze and come back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold it here, hold it, and come back. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, you want to shuffle the block so that's on your left foot, and then keeping the right leg straight, bring it nearly all the way to the mat, hovering above the mat. If you can drop it all the way, and then in a straight line bring it all the way back to meet the block. So 5 more times. So inhale to come back, exhale down, keep your core engaged. Inhale, exhale, in, out, in, out, and in to come up, swap, so the block is on the right foot. Can really feel my hip flexors now. Okay, you've got it. Left foot is flexed. Take an inhale and exhale, travels down. Inhale, come up. 5 more times. Exhale. In. 4. In. 3. In. 2. In. And last one. Come back up. Bring the block onto both feet. It's just not really happening. Well, I've changed how I'm holding it, but it doesn't matter. Just hold it here, squeeze your hip flexors, bring the legs a bit close towards you, and you can get rid of the block. Well done. Feet are hip distance apart, fairly close to your bum, arms are beside you. Pressing down through the feet, inhale, shift your hips up for bridge. And stay here for a moment, releasing groin, pelvis and hip flexors. Very well deserved stretch for them. Press down through the shoulders, lift your hips up, and then as you exhale, gently bring it down. Inhale, lift up, either stay here or interlace the fingers and walk the shoulders in. Squeeze your legs together. Lift the chin up towards the sky. And lift the hips even higher, pressing through the big toes. Breathe into your chest. 3 more rounds of breath. And release your hands and slowly bring the hips back down. Bring the knees up towards your chest. Rock from side to side. Find your breath. Relax your face. And then rock yourself up, cross your legs and transition into all fours. So first of all, keep the fingers spread wide, and you're gonna draw circles, so shifting our shoulders past your wrists. I was gonna say ribs, no, it's wrists, then to the side and back and forward. Then switch direction. Keep pressing down through the fingertips. So we're warming up the wrists. Brace your core. Brilliant. Then either walk your fingers to the outsides and move from side to side, or if it feels good, you can bring them so they're facing your knees and begin to sit on your heels. Just see what you can do, what feels okay. Remember, it's a process. And forwards, gently release the hands, give them a little shake, and this time bring the tops of your hands onto the mat. I'm going to do the same thing, so you can shift forward and down. If this doesn't quite feel right, you can always do this, so you don't hold onto the fingers but onto the actual hand, and then switch direction, switch hands. And then if you want to, clench your fist bend it, and then hold on top of the hand. So it's a lot more intense, so stay with your breath. Usually from, you know, typing and using computer mouse, etc., then our forearms get quite tight. So I know it still doesn't feel as open and free as it should be, but I try to do this every day. And gently release and then swap. Deep full inhalations and slow exhalations. Okay, so come back onto the hands and knees. With the next inhalation, drag your chest forward into cow. And as you exhale, squeeze your belly, push the mat away, tuck your chin towards your chest. So twice more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Then coming back to neutral. Bring the knee towards your chest, so round your back, push the mat away, squeeze your pelvic floor muscles, deep core, lift it, and then bring it down, the other leg. And you can gently come forward, so your shoulders are past your wrist, keep lifting the knee up, and then come back. So come into one cow, slide your hips from side to side, and then do a couple of rolls each way, so you can really feel what's happening in your body. So it's like a little MOT. Come back to the center, and what we're going to do now is combine this core activation with cat and cow. So as we exhale, bring the knee towards the chest, come forward with your wrists, and then as you inhale, you want to kick the foot back, but also drop your belly and drag your chest forward. So you can keep the leg extended or bent, whatever you want to. With an inhalation, extend your spine, and then as you exhale, squeeze your core around your back. Inhale, exhale, in, out, in, out, in, out, and then in and stay. Try to keep the hip close, so right hip is down. Extend your spine, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your hamstring, and come back to the center. So even though we're just on our hands and knees, it's still really heat building, or it's just really hot in here. Okay, take an inhale. And as you exhale, left knee to chest, round your back, squeeze your core, push the mat away. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, exhale, in, out, in, out, in, out. Inhale and stay. Squeeze everything you got, push the mat away, squeeze your belly, and come down briefly into child's pose. Keep your knees together or apart. Find your breath, release your wrists. Revisit your intention. And remember that each breath is a new start. Extend your arms out, tuck your toes under, and as you exhale, push back into down dog. So pedal your feet, slide your hips from side to side. But keep pushing the mat away, spreading your shoulder blades, lifting your hips up. Find stillness and breathe. Draw your belly button in and up, Uddiyana Bandha, so the energy lock. Breathe into your chest. And then as you inhale, extend your right leg up, three-legged dog. Push the mat evenly through both hands, root the left heel down, and lift the right leg a bit higher. As you inhale, shift forward, knee to chest into plank. As you exhale, re-extend. So twice more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, re-extend. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Now bend your leg and draw a couple of circles one way. Feel your hips. Try to bring as much mobility and freedom into the hip joint, and then open up through the hip. Right foot goes to the left bum cheek, reach the right knee up. Inhale, re-extend, three-legged. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Drop your left knee down, and inhale, come forward and up. Squeeze your left bum cheek, squeeze your core. You want to lift up from the hips and sink your hips down. Right hand on the hip. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Then lean to the right or even forward. Explore where exactly you can feel it in the hips. Keep breathing deeply. And then bring the right hand down by the foot. Sink your hips low. You can keep the foot flat as well if you want to. Inhale, your left arm up. Squeeze the knee into the arm. And then bring the left hand down. Frame the foot. Tuck your back toes. Step back into plank. Brace your core. Push out through the heels. And hold. Find your breath. And then as you exhale, the knee up or down, shift all the way down to the mat. Hands by your low ribs. Inhale, lift up into cobra. Exhale, come down. Twice more. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And then as you exhale, either through tabletop or using your core, push and roll over your toes into downward dog. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Letting go of the practice we've just done, starting again. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, stay. So keep the left hip down, reaching the foot up, squeezing your core. Now bend the leg and draw a couple of circles with the knee one way and then the other. Feeling the fluidity in the hips. And then bring the left foot to the right bum cheek and open up that side of the body. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, knee to chest, come into plank. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, come forward. One more time. In, out, hover just for a moment and step the foot through. Or give yourself a helping hand. Drop the right knee down and inhale, come up. Drop your hips. Notice what's present. Notice your breath. Roll the shoulders back and down. So left hand on the hip, inhale your right arm up and explore. So deep psoas release to one of the major hip flexors. So come forward and back. Just connect with your body. And then bring the left hand by the foot. Push the elbow and arm into the leg and lift your right arm up. Squeeze your belly, drop your hips. And then bring the hand down. Tuck your back toes. Step back into plank. Drop down onto your forearms. Brace your core. Push down through the elbows. Find your breath. And then drop your belly down, coming into Sphinx. Drag your chest forward. Bring the shoulder blades together. Find expansiveness through the chest. And then push down through the tops of your feet. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your spiritual heart center. And imagine it opening up. So you're letting go, you're choosing to let go of any frustrations, anger, disappointment. So you're clearing the pathway to be more grateful and compassionate and kind. Push down through the elbows, lift your chest but keep the shoulders down. So you should feel something happening around the shoulder blades by now. And then tuck your back toes, hands by your lower ribs, lift up and come back into wide-legged child's pose. So big toes together, arms extended. Come up onto your fingertips and drag your armpits down. Now bring the hands down, and what we did at the beginning of the practice, come forward and drop your hips. Tall spine. Come back into child's pose. 4 more times. So inhale, exhale, in and out, in, out. And one more time, inhale, exhale back to child's pose. Bring the knees closer. Come up into tabletop, tuck your toes and push back into down dog. Engage your belly, deep breath in and sigh out. Inhale your right leg up, exhale open up through the hip. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, step the foot outside of the right hand for lizard. Shift forward and back, pushing the mat away. Opening through the hip. Chest is open. Collarbones are broad. And then from here, as you inhale, step the left foot outside of the left hand. So we're coming into Malasana, yogic squat. So knees face the same way as your feet. Have a little play, how it feels. You might actually notice areas of thickness. And then once you've done that, sink your hips down. You can always bring the feet closer together and prop yourself up with a block. Bring the hands at your heart. Push the elbows into the knees. The chest open, spine long, and then engage your pelvic floor muscles. So that should give you that tiny bit of a lift. And then we bring the hands down. Don't worry if you can't do it, if you've never done it. If you can do, come into a crow. If you've never done it, bring the hands down, fingers spread super wide, and probably bring the feet a little bit closer. So from here, you want to squeeze your legs into your arms or your elbows as you shift your weight forward. So this might be plenty. If it is, then just stay there. If not, squeezing the legs together, shift forward, begin to lift the legs, the feet up for crow. Squeeze your core, pelvic floor muscles, find your breath and soar. And bring the feet down, give your wrists a little break. And step back into plank. Exhale into chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Exhale into down dog. Stay here, deep breath in. Let it go with a sigh. Not thinking too much how well you think you did. It's all part of the practice. So inhale your left leg up and then bend it, open up through the hip. Inhale, re-extend, and exhale, step outside of the left hand with the knee up or down. Shift forward and back. So see which helps you target your hips a little bit deeper. Keep squeezing the left knee to the arm. And then as you next inhale, step your right foot outside of the right hand. So you're coming into Malasana again. Have a little play. Move from side to side. Move rhythmically and fluidly. You can come up into primal kneeling. Oh, actually, that feels quite good on the hip flexors. Probably the first part we did was a killer, and now we're paying the price. I look like a proud monkey now. Journey of exploration, especially with hips. There's so many tissues and tendons that support the joint all around. Just stretching one part or sort of one area doesn't mean that there will be much of an opening. Okay, so once you've had a play as a monkey, sink your hips low and notice how it feels. It might feel easier, it might feel like you've definitely had enough of that. Stay observant. We're simply practicing being aware rather than making sensations happen. Okay. Bring the hands at your heart, long spine. And then bring the right hand down, sort of in line with the right foot. Bring the left arm up. Open through the chest, bring it down. So left hand in front of the left foot, push the arm into the leg, open up through the right shoulder. Bring it down. So stay here for a moment, find your breath. And let's try crow one more time if you want to. So, it's also nice to start with your heels together. So you're sinking low here and you bring the knees as close to your armpits as you can. And like in chaturanga. So fingers spread wide, pushing down through the fingertips. You lean with your chest and then you lift up. So try to keep your bum low and soar. Engage your pelvic floor muscles, squeeze your core, find your breath, keep pushing down through the fingertips, and then gently land. Then straighten your legs and fold forward. So bend your legs as much as you need to. Shoulders are heavy. You can bend one leg and straighten the other. And then sinking low, transition onto your bum, as gracefully or not, and grab your strap. So now that's a treat. Okay, so start with both of your legs bent so you can gauge how your hips are feeling. Hook the strap over the foot and hold it with both hands. Take a deep breath in and a super slow breath out. Begin to gently pull on the strap to bring the leg towards your chest. Try not to hold it too strongly, so you don't want to have that much muscular engagement. You want to tune in what's happening in the back of your right leg. If it feels good, you can extend the left leg. And begin to let go. So let this part feel really good and relaxing, like, you know, stretching the tension you've created. So after building strength, we want to invest in flexibility. So that's the balance we're trying to achieve in our bodies, a balance between being strong and rigid and being loose and flexible. So there's strength in your flexibility, and there's also adaptability in your strength. If you want to, you can pull onto the strap a little bit more. Keep the right leg straight. And close your eyes so the experience is a little bit more intimate. Now hold on to both ends of the strap with your left hand and slide your right thumb in the right hip crease so you feel the bony part, and begin to bring the leg over the body. So you want to have the right hip down, it's not lifting off the mat. So we're stretching out the external hip rotators, the IT band. So the leg is probably not going to go that far, but you should still feel a lot happening. So go only as far as you can keep your breath easeful and nourishing. And come back to the center and hold the strap, both ends of the strap with the right hand, and begin to open up the leg to the side. Left hand can stay on the left hip, just as a reminder to keep the hips heavy and grounded, and go wherever you want. If you're lucky, to be flexible enough, you don't have to use the strap. You can just hold on to your foot. And it doesn't matter if you can or can't do it. It's your practice. Do what feels right. Then bring the leg back to the center just one more time. Pull it towards you. And then gently release. So keep it bent for now. And hook the other foot. So at the moment holding strap with both hands. Allow your thigh bone to sink deeper into the socket, checking the state of affairs in the back of this leg. Remember, one side may feel a lot different than the other. And then drop your hips into the mat. Pull the leg slightly towards you. So keep it straight all the time, so it doesn't matter if you're here, as long as you keep it straight. And if you want to, you can extend the right leg. Use your ujjayi breath to stay grounded, to stay connected. Now hold both ends of the strap for your right hand. Slide the left thumb, the left hip crease, and gently bring the leg slightly over the body. Lean into the sensations with your patient and accepting attitude. Imagine the tissues releasing, relaxing, because you know you've got time, you don't need to be anywhere but here. And then come back to the center, and we're going the other way. Right hand on the right hip. And then bring the leg back up. One more time, pull it towards you. Breath is deep and exhalations are super long. And gently release the leg. And grab your block. So we're going to come into Sonia's favourite, supported fish pose, to open up the heart, especially with the crow. There's, you know, a lot of squeezing in. It'd be nice to do that. So there are options. You can either come into middle setting and keep the block between your shoulder blades. So just have a little play how it feels. You probably need something to support your head because this is quite high. The other, usually accessible option is the lowest setting, and you align the bottom of the block with the bottom of your shoulder blades, and then keep the legs straight and Baddha Konasana, or bent. Bring the arms over your head and breathe deeply and fully. Surrendering, opening your spiritual heart center. So allowing yourself to be expressive, to be creative, be uninhibited. Relax your face. Close your eyes if you haven't done that yet. Notice as your body is drooping over the block. It's so loose and relaxed and heavy. So just melting over the block. Bring your awareness to your hands and your fingertips. And what can you feel? Your hands and your fingertips. Fingertips and your hands. Keep focusing. Your fingertips, your fingers in your palms. Can you feel heat? Maybe it's tingling. Or some sensations you can't quite put a finger on. Pun intended. Keep your awareness in your fingertips. Your focus is strong. Your hands, your palms, your fingertips. Sensations. In your fingertips. And you're welcome to stay here for the rest of Shavasana if you want to, or bring the knees up and gently roll over onto one side. So you can remove the block and then place yourself back down. So you're fully connected with the ground. Feeling the energy that's helping you stay connected. When you're grounded, you feel safe. When you feel stable, there's an element of security and having faith in yourself and the world. Just be, just breathe, just feel. Start taking deeper inhalations and slowly reawaken your body. So, take a full body stretch or draw the knees towards your chest. So very slowly and mindfully come out of Shavasana into a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed. Open up through the chest, your spine long, and bring the hands at your heart. Gently bow your head, thanking yourself and your body for the practice. Quietly revisit your intention one last time. And let's close this practice with one round of Om. Stay here for a moment, bathing in the vibrations of this chant, feeling connected to yourself, your mind, body and spirit, being at one, and all the people you have practiced with and everyone else around the world. And gently open your eyes. Thank you so much for your practice with me today. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed it, and you know, for some reason this practice felt really emotional for me. I could feel it in Shavasana. Maybe it was because it's the first time I actually practiced properly in a couple of days since I injured my shoulder. But yeah, felt really connected to you all. So thank you for being here. I'm honoured to be able to serve you and share yoga with you. Let me know how you felt, because I was thinking that we haven't done any back bends, and usually when you open up your spiritual heart center, then some of the stuff can come to surface. It also happens with the hips, but it doesn't usually for me, so maybe some things have shifted. Who knows? I'm glad it was tough on the hamstrings. But was it tough, but you felt they released afterwards, or was it just tough and tight and you just wanted to get out of it? But sometimes if you perceive something in a certain way, like you have tight hamstrings, you might not enjoy certain poses that meant to help you release them, just because of this attachment to, I have tight hamstrings. So that's food for thought. That's your homework. Oh, Krinya, you're back. Nice to have you here. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Nelly, check you out. And it's fine if you fell over. You're a baby crow. You just need to be careful. And maybe you're not ready to fly out of the nest. That's fine. We'll try that. Oh, Sandra. Oh, don't worry about it. It's just one of my plays. It's one of the things that sometimes it just might not happen because your head isn't in the right place. So it's the same like with balancing postures, but this is balancing something on your feet. And there's an element of having like dexterity in your feet, which we develop through the practice. So we're in the right place. Yes, Shelley, exactly, micromillimeters at a time. And we don't practice crow often enough. I find it, because with most postures, it's like you develop certain components that build it, but actually to be able to, succeed, I don't really like this word, but, to get into the pose and feel comfortable in it, that you need to practice the pose itself rather than just the components that build it. So if you liked it and if you like arm balances, then we can try some in the weeks to come. Oh, got a bit sweaty. Yeah, so it wasn't just me. So it wasn't just that it was hot, but we actually managed to create some heat. So well done us. Yeah, it's much better. Like today, I actually felt good, and there weren't any niggles. But thank you for your concern. I really appreciate that. It's just one of the things. Sometimes, if you practice all the time, and if you try to get out of your comfort zone, some minor injuries may happen, but it's an opportunity to give your body time to rest and actually reflect on your journey. So it probably was the first time that I actually felt like this. So yeah, good on me. Yeah, check you out. Yeah, Crow is brilliant. It's probably one of the easiest arm balances, because it requires more strength and balance rather than typical in yoga. Strength, flexibility, balance, and God knows what else, that kind of thing. So yeah, like I said, if you liked it, we can give that a go. And yeah, thank you so many of you for interacting. It's really nice to hear from you. If you want any particular poses or themes, let me know. Make sure to check out the YouTube, and yeah, just keep in touch. I love hearing from you, and I love being connected to you, because we're a tribe. Yeah, so let me know what you've been up to, and I hope that I will see you on Thursday. And otherwise, lots of love, and I'll see you soon.